Island. Even though Fiona is still a tropical storm, a hurricane alert was issued because on its projected path and also its forecast intensity. It's expected that when Fiona is in the vicinity of the Northwest Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands, it's anticipated that it would be at least a Category 1 hurricane at that time. Therefore, that's the reason why we're asking residents in those areas to actually prepare for possible hurricane conditions, which is forecast to happen sometime around on Tuesday morning. So at 2 o'clock this afternoon, Fiona was actually located at latitude 16.6 degrees north and longitude 64.1 degrees west, and that puts it about 130 miles southeast of St. Croix in the Virgin Islands. It is still some 673 miles southeast of Matthew Town in Agua and about 565 miles southeast of Cockburn Town in Grand Turks Island. So Fiona is right now, over the past several days, Fiona was making a slow track toward the west. And at that time, we were actually watching it closely. Now, Fiona is beginning to take a more north-northwest turn and then eventually a northwest turn that would put it on a path right now that would actually take it to the to the east of Turks Island and also Iguana and the southern islands of the Bahamas. We have issued this alert really as a precaution to the residents in those islands to please pay attention to what's going on. There is the possibility that Fiona could drift more toward the west, which would actually put it in direct where it's a possibility that we can have a direct hit with one of those islands, the Turks and Caicos Islands, or even Iguana all the way out there in the east. So we continue to monitor the system. We are in contact with the National Hurricane Center, and we will make a decision later tonight, early tomorrow morning, as to how we would upgrade the alert that we have put out, whether we would go for, if the system continue on its path, or even drift more toward the west, there's a possibility that we could upgrade this alert to a watch, which means that those islands can be impacted within the next 48 hours. So the Department of Meteorology is monitoring the system closely, as we were for the past several days, and we'll continue to do so until we are satisfied that Fiona is no longer a threat to our islands. Thank you.
Reference to this chart for us, please.
Well, over the past, as Fiona traveled west, heading toward the Leeward Islands over the past several days, Fiona was actually in some hostile environment. And what was going on was there was a lot of sharing going on. And the center, it was, because we have no surface observations out the ocean, it was sort of difficult for us to actually pinpoint the exact center of the storm. But now Fiona is now entering into a more friendly environment, and right now, as you see, it's moving. We'll be able to get a better idea of exactly where the center is, and therefore now our forecast moving on forward would go better. What has happened in our projection over the past few days is that we have noticed the path of can we put up the Turks Island and the Southeast Bahamas area? Can I see that? Oh, there's go. Fiona was actually, yesterday, was actually projected to pass directly over the Turks and Caicos Islands. But now, our forecast, we are getting a better handle on things. And so that was yesterday, Friday morning, and now today. So now you can see as the path drift back more toward the east, and we expect that to continue, which will actually take us out of the path of the storm. As Fiona now enters near Puerto Rico and Hispaniola, it's like I said, it's a more friendly environment. The waters are warmer, so we can actually look for some intensification to happen, and therefore It is forecast that by Monday evening, Tuesday, when it's just passing to the north, just past Hispaniola, coming towards the Turks Island area, we expect it now to intensify into a hurricane. And as it moves further north into the ocean, there's a possibility that by Thursday or so, Wednesday, Thursday, this could possibly become a major hurricane, which is a Category 3, because now the environment is more conducive for development, the waters are warmer, there's no sharing going on out there and all of that. So, as you can see, the track as it moves forwards now, a hurricane on Monday, and the wind field is actually the blue for the tropical storm, and the yellow is 60 knots or more, and the red is actually hurricane force winds. So it's a very tight pack. You can see it's actually coming together, and we should actually be seeing a well-defined eye sometime by Monday, Tuesday. That's it.
Do we have any questions for the panel that is here, which would be Social Services, the Med Department, Royal Bahamas Defense Force?
David first, I would agree. Based on the projections now, do you speak some of the plans or the state of readiness of those subject plans? Perhaps Big One, which is expected to receive a grant?
Director?
I'm sorry, the question for Meg Warner. At the present time, we believe that everything is satisfactory. In speaking with the administrator and the other persons of the Disaster Consultative Committee, whatever minor concerns they may have had, earlier on during our briefing, I just spoke with the acting Prime Minister and Minister LaRode and others, whatever challenges we thought that they may be facing, we now have it resolved. But as far as medication, grocery items, any other concerns, we were satisfied that they are in a state of readiness.
Can you speak to whether there's an evacuation plan and the state of shelters?
I know that they would have raised a question from the medical area where there are 22 persons on the island that they were suggesting to us that they may need to be evacuated if the weather conditions really deteriorate and there's no opportunity to have those persons transported out.
Jasper Ward, Guardian. If the storm turns a bit more to the southern island, can you say whether Ragged Island has sufficient resources and infrastructure to withstand another storm given the state it's in?
Ragged Island. At the present time, we spoke to the administrator responsible for Ragged Island. We also spoke to the local residents there. The mail boat was in today. So we know that they have supplies on the island, and there's also the gentleman or the grouping Ranma that is doing the repairs at the school. And if you would have traveled there recently, you said they're now nearing the completion of the school there as a hurricane impacted type building. So we have enough what you call a shelter there for the individuals there, and also we believe we have enough supplies.
Can you speak to the state of readiness of shelters in the southeastern population and the state of shelters?
There's always a format that we use, reference to shelter and population versus shelter capacity. On many of our islands, even in Providence, sometimes we have a lot of shelters that are named or identified, but they don't meet the capacity for the population on the island. But in private homes or hotels or other areas, we find that those persons will definitely seek out shelter and will be sheltered in a safe environment.
I think the question was whether they're ready, whether we have enough capacity.
That's what I'm saying to you now, that even in New Providence, you'll find that even though we name or identify shelters, there's still not enough buildings that we may identify. But through private homes, schools, or what have you, there's always a plan A, B, and C. So there's always a plan to make sure that whoever citizens are they, along with our visitors, they have shelter. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the director up so that he can also give a comment.
Thank you, Deputy Marco. I just want to speak to the matter with evacuations. Again, we had some, in the past a successful evacuation exercise back in 2017 when Hurricane Irma approached. We can activate that plan if necessary. Over the past week, we have reconfirmed the commitment of assets, aircraft, from a number of airlines here in New Providence, and they're standing by if it becomes necessary. From our discussion this afternoon, in terms of a number of persons in Iguana who may need to be evacuated for based on a medical condition, we will refine that plan of action tonight with a view of executing to evacuate those persons who must come out tomorrow, definitely before we go into the warning, the watch and warning phase. Definitely during the warning watch phase, we'll have those persons evacuated from Iguana as necessary.
Medical evacuation will take place May 1 tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes, definitely.
I think it was mentioned earlier that the situation would have to further deteriorate for wider evacuation. How bad would it have to be? What level would have to reach for this event?
Once you find a system going between a Category 2 and towards a Category 3, we definitely try to bring persons out of harm's way. Because with a Category 3 storm, we're now talking with storm surge potential of 12 to 15 feet. And we don't want that type of water coming across our low-lying communities with vulnerable populations. So definitely, once you see the system heading towards a Category 2 or 3, we have to kick in that evacuation plan. Now, at this time, based on the projection of this system here, only Iguana may experience some tropical storm force winds. But if the storm veers a bit more to the west, as was mentioned, and it strengthens, then we have to look at moving persons. But again, we're still working with a timeline. With the alert, we had 60 hours out from possible impact. And as each hour goes now, it diminishes the timeline. So definitely, we're going to look at the advisories for 5 o'clock and 11 o'clock and definitely 8 o'clock closely tomorrow morning. And if any major concerns, we have to activate the evacuation plans if it is necessary. Okay, just a footnote, as of this evening, our operations center here will be partially activated. And the operations centers and command centers in all the islands in the alert zone, likewise, they'll be activated to continue the ongoing monitoring process of the system very closely. So definitely at sunrise tomorrow, if we need to do some things, that is the time for us to do some things in terms of moving persons as necessary. Any other queries, questions at all? On any subject matter pertaining to the system that's upon us? Any other queries, questions at all? On any subject matter pertaining to the system that's upon us? No, thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to an end. Members of the media, the press conference today, and we thank you for our officials and NEMA who share the report on this system for the potential impact that it would have on our southeastern Bahamas. With all the emergency support function groupings are ready and to deal with these disasters and natural disasters and man-made. Remember, the hurricane season started June 1 and ends November 30th. Our theme is strengthening the community preparedness for a better tomorrow. Have a good evening and thank you for being present.
I'll call some calls. That's for the sports. The rehearsal. double check.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
When you live in a place like the Bahamas, it's so easy to take the sun, the sand, the sea, the culture, and the people for granted. Well, this year in Green Turtle Key at the 6th Annual Island Roots Heritage Festival, we're celebrating Things Bahamian. The food, the culture, the people, the fact that time has stopped on this beautiful island where God has outdone himself. This is a native show that you can't afford to miss. The Island Roots Heritage Festival from Green Turtle Key, Abaco, right here on your favorite show.
A very good idea that Green Turtle Key and Key West came up with to have this function on an annual basis. The connection between the two communities extends back for many years. And we here in Abaco are pleased to have all of you visitors who have come to join in this event. Those of you who are second homeowners, those of you who are visiting for the first time, we want you to enjoy yourselves. This is not a day or a time for speeches, and so my job is very, very easy. I hereby declare the 6th Annual Island Roots Heritage Festival officially open. Thank you.
And it is this year our honor to present you with 1 square inch of our Cockaway Public National Park, our Key Deer Refuge, and make you a landowner in the Florida Keys and Key West. Thank you, sir.
So many people are gathered here from near and far. It's such a thrill to look out amongst this crowd and see so many faces of family and friends and visitors. Thank you all for coming today. We hope that you enjoy this weekend. We pray that you will enjoy yourselves and have a safe journey home and come back as fast as you can throughout the year, all through the year, especially for our festivals. I would like the Island Roots Heritage Festival Committee to come forward because it's without these women I could not be standing here today, proud that once again we have successfully put together an outstanding gathering of family, friends, and visitors to share our wonderful and unique heritage together. It is this committee that I salute this year, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for all that they do throughout the year. And on that note, I'd like to close and wish you all the very best weekend ever. May you enjoy everything about the festival and take home many, many precious memories. Thank you all.
I'm here at the Dixon Hill Lighthouse on San Salvador to let you know that marine protected areas make dollars and cents. A well-designed and managed network of protected areas can generate income for nearby communities. From MPA managers to lodges to eco-tours, there is money to be made.
Healthy marine ecosystems help to protect our islands from climate change and other impacts that we cannot control. Healthy coral reefs help to break down big waves, and mangroves absorb storm surge and help to protect our coastline.
Older and larger fish tend to carry more and healthier eggs than younger fish. Fish replenishment areas will allow fish to grow bigger and ensure that we have more fish now and in the future.
In our replenishment area, fish are free to grow and reproduce. As their populations increase, more fish will spill over into other areas where fishermen can increase their catch and their income.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of marine protected areas on my island.
I support the establishment of a marine protected area on my island, and you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
And you should too.
See the future with Bahamas Protected.
It was something big, girl, like for the rock. Something very right. That ain't no mosquito bite.
All right, well, most of the people on this park are either from Green Turtle Key or have roots here. Lori Baker is one of those persons. She's from Seattle, but her great-grandfather was actually born in Green Turtle Key. What was his name?
His name was John William Baker, and he was born here in 1816.
Oh, wow. Is this your first time to Green Turtle?
No, I came last year. It was wonderful last year, so we came back.
Oh, that's great. Where are you all from?
We're from Maine.
Okay, how did you hear about the festival?
This is our second year at the festival, and we've been down here 10 years now.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Yeah. What do you love the most about it?
Just the atmosphere. It's a nice small island feel.
Yeah.
Feels like New England to me.
Yes, it does. All right, we're here at the 6th Annual Island Roots Heritage Festival in Green Turtle Key, Abaco. Tell me your name.
Movina Clark.
Okay, Movina, where are you from?
Green Turtle Key, Abaco.
You love coming to the festival?
Yes.
Okay. Who's standing beside you?
This is my sister Agnes.
All right, hi Agnes.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You grew up here in Green Turtle Key too?
Yes, yes.
How does it feel to be back home?
Always beautiful.
All right.